everybody. My name's Celia Church. I'm an advisor here at CEO Warrior. And something to know about me is that I actually started in this industry, in this field, as a inbound call taker and a dispatcher for a local plumbing and HVAC company. So I want to talk about the amazing Phone Warrior event that we have coming up. It's a really awesome event. I highly recommend that you guys get registered if you haven't already. But I want to talk about my time in the industry first. So when I was first getting started in the industry, I actually did not have a ton of formal training, believe it or not. Some of you guys may be in a similar boat. I started as a dispatcher and an inbound call taker, and there wasn't really a lot of official training to reference. We didn't have any training documents. It was kind of flying by the seat of my pants and really learning the industry as I went. And I'll be honest when I say that that was really challenging for me at first. I'm a pretty structured person. I like having scripts and I like having everything planned out. That just was not the way that it went for me. And I realized really quickly that there is a lot more to the phone call itself that you're taking from clients than I realized at the beginning of my experience. So my time in the industry, taking phone calls, managing a schedule, and eventually managing a call center myself really helped me understand how important those first touches are. So that first phone call that you get from a client is vitally important for your business. And again, I did not understand that, right, when I first started in the industry. But what I learned in my time here is how important those first touches are, how to lead the call properly, and ultimately how to get the call booked. So I want to talk a little bit about what it's like when your team is answering the phone and what some of those key elements are. So I've already kind of mentioned that the first phone call is really that first touch with the client. So they might see an ad on Facebook, maybe they see a posting on Google Local Services, wherever they're getting your company's name and number, the first person that they're actually speaking with is going to be your inbound call taker, right? Your phone expert. So the experience that they have on the phone is really going to shape the impression that they have of your business. It's really, really vital that that first phone call is a really positive experience for the prospective client. And if it's not, then unfortunately the reality of the situation is that they might call someone else, right? They could call a local competitor. You probably have a lot of competitors in your geographical area. So it's really important that your call takers are explaining during the phone call what sets your company apart from the competition. So did they have a go-to script that they can use to showcase why your company is better than the rest? Do they have some of those scripts that can help them handle objections? Do they understand the metrics that they can use to hold themselves accountable? Things like call booking rate, call durations, and more, right? So to put it plainly, every single one of your competitors, they also have somebody in the office that is answering the phone. Now, what we want to teach, our goal at CEO Warrior is really to help to hone our call takers' skills, to turn them into phone warriors so that that experience that the client has really wows them and is way above and beyond the experience that they're going to get at a competitor, right? Everyone's capable of answering the phone. That element, answering the phone, speaking with the client, that's not necessarily the challenging part. What's really challenging is elevating your level of customer service, so much so that it sets you apart from everyone else that's answering the phone. Every single company in this industry, it has to have differentiating factors, right? Is it the number of reviews? Is it that you're licensed and insured? Is it your price point? Is it that you roll the red carpet out, so to speak, for your clients? Is it that you're a family-owned and operated business for the last 100 years? What are those differentiating factors that sets you apart from competitors that can show clients that you are the go-to company in the area, right? You are the experts in the industry. Those are the types of things that we want to be educating our phone warriors on during our training and during our monthly calls. Those are the skills that we're working on honing so that they can relay that information every single time they're speaking to the client. So it's really important that we are elevating the level of customer service, right? Because otherwise, there's no reason why a client wouldn't just call someone else, right? Super important. So you want to make sure that you're asking yourselves, right, are you providing a level of customer service that prompts your clients to want to leave a review before you've even walked through the front door, right? So when your potential clients are calling your company, is that experience that they're having with that customer service rep, with that phone warrior, is that elevating that customer service level so high that when the phone call ends, they're actually wanting to leave that agent a review, right? Before they've even had the work done. That's the level of customer service that we're aspiring to really hone. That's the skill that we're trying to teach so that we can make sure that that's the experience every single time they pick up the phone. We want to make sure that during the Phone Warrior event that we're honing those skills so we elevate our call takers' customer service level, really develop their phone etiquette, and help your company to establish dominance in the industry. And it's important to understand too that your inbound call takers, they're going to experience all different types of phone calls. Every single call that they take is not always going to be a potential client that wants to book a job. Those are one element of scenario that can happen when we're answering calls, but there are a lot of other scenarios that take place, as I'm sure you guys have experienced. We can have escalated situations, we can have questions on pricing, right? We can have questions related to existing jobs or estimates that were sent out. All this is really important, and we want to make sure that during our event and in the subsequent weekly calls that we do, that we're really teaching our customer service representatives, our call takers, how to handle every single scenario that they could come across when they're answering the phone for your organization. All of those scenarios require different skills. We like to put it as wearing a lot of different hats, right? You might have to wear a customer service hat at one point. At another point, you honestly might have to be a little bit of a therapist. You have to be really empathetic with the client. You have to hear them out on their concern, especially if it's an escalated call, right? If the client is upset. And all of that doesn't always come naturally, right? For me, it definitely did not come naturally. I have a lot of experience in customer service, but phone etiquette and phone customer service is different, right? So really understanding how to develop those scripts, how to develop those skills, and really get myself comfortable with tackling any situation that a client could throw at me. Super important. So one type of scenario that could happen on a call, we like to call phone objections, right? This is a skill that I had to spend a lot of time developing, especially as a call center manager, and that's handling those types of objections on the phone. And I'm sure all of you have experienced this. You might get the client that says something along the lines of, you quoted me $300, but I found that same part on Amazon for $12. Like, what's going on here? Maybe you've had this scenario where a client says, right, I'm not going to pay you $100 just for you to come out and give me a quote. All of these are types of things that we're probably hearing and your call takers are hearing on a daily basis. So the key is how you handle those objections, right? What are the go-to scripts that we can utilize? How can we develop our skills so that anytime those comments are said or we get asked those questions on the fly, we're ready to go with an answer, with a comeback, and how can we redirect the call to the ultimate goal, which is getting the client booked? That's the strategy that we're trying to develop. So you want to make sure that you have scripts in place that are necessary to win the call despite these types of objections. And then to take it to the next level, when we're having that initial phone call from a prospective client, we want to be addressing all of these concerns before they even become objections, right? So before the client even has a chance to say, I'm not going to pay $99 just for you to come out, we want to make sure we're developing within our script the explanation for all of the value that goes into that $99 charge well before the client even has a chance to object to it. So by the time we've explained that $99 charge and all of the work that goes into it and all of the services that we're going to provide and our cost-effective options, rolling out the red carpet, right? By the time we've explained that, they're not upset about that $99, right? We want to make sure that we're developing scripts and we're honing our skills so that we can handle those objections when they happen, but ultimately try to prevent them from happening in the first place, right? We want to make sure that clients are educated, that they feel confident about the service that we're going to provide, and that they see all of the value in our business. And that's really what Phone Warrior is about. It's developing those skills and really sitting down doing the research on your own organization so that you know what your differentiating factors are, so that you can build those scripts and you can make sure that you're skilled enough to handle any objection that can come your way. Because the ultimate goal is turning a prospective client into a client. It's booking the call, right? So that's what we're going to learn in Phone Warrior. Really important. If you guys haven't gotten registered, definitely do that. So I want to talk about another element of call taking that isn't always discussed, and it might sound a little bit wishy-washy to you, but that's going to be your mindset. Another thing that we talk about in our Phone Warrior event is that having the right mindset when you come in for work every day, how crucial that is in terms of call booking. If you have any experience in customer service, you probably know that there are a lot of different scenarios that can happen on the phone. You're going to have customers that are really, really kind, really pleasant to talk to, but you're also going to have some clients that are having one of the worst days of their lives. You guys know we're working in the trades. A lot of times when a prospective client calls us, they're not really having the best time, right? Their furnace isn't working, their basement is flooded, their meter is ripped off of their wall, right? Lots of different really awful scenarios can be going on in the home that's prompting them to give us a call. So we want to teach customer service reps, we want to teach our call takers to be able to handle those types of scenarios, be able to keep control of their emotions while they're taking those types of calls so that they can show empathy, so they can serve at the highest level, and then they can really elevate the customer service level on the phone to set your company apart from competitors. Now, part of doing that is making sure that you have the right mindset while you're on the phone. Mindset plays such a huge role, and I don't think that we're always training on that enough. So part of our training in CEO Warrior is talking about what that mindset looks like, what are some different skills, and what are some resources that we can provide call takers so they can get their head in the right space, so they can feel powerful, they can be empowered to take calls, and that they can handle any type of scenario that a client may throw at them. It's another element that's really, really important. So this is the type of work that we're going to do together with your phone experts during the Phone Warrior event, during the calls that we take after the event, and all of our other subsequent trainings. This is what we're trying to instill, is how vital that phone call is, how to develop those scripts, and what are some go-to, levels and scripts that we can employ to make sure that our customer service reps have everything that they need to get the call booked. So I want to talk a little bit about the seasonality that we're in right now, some of the changing weather patterns that we're seeing, because one thing that is being made abundantly clear lately is that your call center really is the life center, the lifeblood of your business. So with skilled experts on the phone, if you don't have the skills necessary, if you don't have the scripts ready at the go, it can be really easy to lose a huge amount of the leads that your marketing efforts are bringing in, right? Marketing costs a ton of money. I'm sure you've all experienced that. The time, the effort, and the cost that goes into getting the phone to ring is super, super huge. And honestly, that cost is going up every single day. We want to make sure that your phone takers that answer the phone are doing everything in their power to get those leads booked. The cost of the lead is rising, so we want to make sure that our level of customer service on the phone is so high that that call booking rate, we're blowing it out of the water every single day. When we look at our dashboard inside a Service Titan or inside a Twilio, whatever program it is we're using, we want that call booking metric to be as high as possible. That's the goal of Phone Warrior. So super important, you guys. If you haven't already gotten registered, I highly recommend that you do. If you're already a warrior, you absolutely need to get registered. This is an amazing event that's going to help your team really elevate their customer service level. And if you're just getting to know CEO Warrior and you want to learn more, you want to learn effective marketing for your trades, absolutely click the link in the description, schedule a call with one of our growth advisors. We would love to meet you, set up some really amazing strategies, and ultimately get your team registered for one of the best events that we put on, the Phone Warrior event. I'm really excited to see you all there. So click the link, get registered. Super great to meet all you. Have a great rest of your day.